Father, we come before you today asking your grace as we conduct this meeting. We pray that the decisions we make today will be made with the utmost integrity to benefit the people we serve. Pray that you will be with our military as they are serving both at home and abroad. Keep them safe. For it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Charlie, would you call roll for us?
Welcome back, Counselor.
Denise Taylor.
Here.
Keith Austin.
Here.
Gil England.
Here.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Harley Buzzard. Joe Bird.
Auntie.
Sean Crittenden.
Aye.
Don Garvin. Frankie Hargis. Wanda Hatfield. Rex Jordan.
Here.
Dick Lay.
Here.
Curtis Snell.
Here.
David Thornton. Victoria Vasquez. David Walkingstick. Brian Warner.
Aye.
We do have a quorum.
Okay, I trust everybody's looked over the August 17th minutes. Have a motion and a second to approve the August 17th minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? You also have the August 31 budget hearings.
I make a motion to be approved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the August 31 meetings. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, that brings us to reports. And first up is Sean Slate.
Good afternoon, council. Be reporting on July's net income. We're running about 12.7 million higher year to date than we were last year. Having a very good year in most of our businesses. We got a couple that were still struggling and working to turn around, but overall, things are good with our businesses. Last couple of months of the year on our diversified business side, we always get an onslaught of governmental contracts as they try to spend whatever they might have, and I'll be looking forward to next month's report. So far, it's been a fantastic September. I don't want to give the exact dollar amount because it's changing minute by minute, but it's almost what we had hoped for, and hopefully we're going to exceed that here in the next couple of days. Continuing work on the hotel down at Roland. Still looking for an opening mid-November, first part of December. It's coming along good. We appreciate getting to take down the old casino and the old hotel that speeded things up and cleaned it up quite a bit down there. The clinics are in their final phases, and 3 of them. Dick, I hope we're getting there on Oshaleta. We still have a noisy fan that parts are on ordered for, and I checked with Ryan right before I came in here, and he said he thought it was still a couple of weeks away on that. Hopefully the condensation and humidity issue has been addressed to everyone's satisfaction. He said he hadn't heard any complaints in the last week or so. We used the same landscaper on all of our projects, and with the wet start to everything, he kind of got a little behind, and he's catching up there. We're going to replace some trees at Oshaleta that died, and that should be happening over the next couple of weeks. Finishing up on a few odds and ends at Mankiller, and we have moved forward implementing a solution or a fix for the water issue up at J. It turned out that it's a mixture of groundwater and municipal water. The city had a couple of on their line there out of the water tower, and so we're working with them to get those corrected where they can without major disruption to the rest of the community. And we'll be putting in a French drain around that clinic, and we will also be putting some sump pumps underneath to continually pump whatever rainwater accumulates, if it does, under there as a precaution. We've also got a sealer that will keep the moisture out that's been approved by the architects and engineers, and so we're ready to go with that. It looks like it'll be around the 1st of December when we have that one finally open to see patients. I apologize for that one being so late. If you pass by the plaza down here, you can see that they're hard at work. We've got the 2 pad sites almost complete for Stepville Ford and I've forgotten who the other one is, but Buffalo Wild Wings. And we are in negotiation or in strong talks with several other retailers. So we hope to have good news in the near future on filling up that front line, and then we will begin working with the architects on our new casino back there and hotel in the very near future. So I believe that concludes my report today, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Got any questions for Sean? All right, got off easy. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean, one question. On that back side of that, this plaza here that we're building,
Yes, sir.
we're calling it a multi-purpose. What's that gonna be like?
It hasn't been defined yet.
Okay,
So
good.
we'll begin focusing on that about the same time as the other things back there, and be open to suggestion.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, that brings us to our treasurer, Lacey Horn.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
We're still working on year end as it comes to a close here at September 30th. And as we do so, we're monitoring the situation at the federal level, seeing if the federal government is going to pass a continuing resolution to pass a short-term funding bill through into the next fiscal year, into fiscal year 16. And what our sources are telling us is it's still a little bit uncertain, but we will continue business operations as usual should the federal government shut down on October 1 for a period of time. We're still working through the strategy of how we're going to approach that. Given the fact that many of our grants are forward funded, we have significant cash reserves available, and depending on the length of the federal government shutdown, if it does occur, we would have stages that we implement as it stages of expense reductions that we would implement as it continues on. So we're watching that situation very closely, and you will probably know at the same time we know, what the federal government decides, but we'll be prepared.
Councilor Lucas?
Hey, Lacey,
Yes.
is there any talk about the federal government going, closing down temporarily, I guess, till the budget's passed?
Yes. So
If that can affect the tribe any?
yes. So at this time, there is a movement in Congress to defund Planned Parenthood. So, we're currently seeing a continuing resolution, being pushed by Ted Cruz and other senators in the Senate to defund Planned Parenthood, and and we don't expect that to be successful. So what we're understanding at this point is that Mitch McConnell, the majority leader in the Senate, will bring forward a clean continuing resolution, meaning to fund the government at same status quo levels through, I believe the date is December 11th of 2015. And so the Senate will likely pass that. And so now it's sort of focused on what the House is going to do and, how John Boehner is going to lead that. And so the word on the street from what we're getting is that Boehner has been a bit silent on what his plans are. And so it's going to come down to kind of, are they going to stand on a principle and, work to defund Planned Parenthood?
Thanks, Lacey.
Any other questions for Lacey? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Diane.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to say it's been a very busy week. We have National Manufacturing Week coming up September the 28th through October the 2nd. Chief Baker signed a proclamation yesterday, and we had representatives from the Muskogee Development Corporation and the Port Authority here. We had representatives from Mid-America Industrial Park and our Indian Capital Technology, plus our Terrell office and Darrell Legg, who works with economic development, and we had the deputy chief and the chief and our chief of staff there to put this proclamation in order. We've got a lot of activities planned next week. We're doing a chili cook-off up in Pryor, and we're excited about that because Chef Don is going to help us with it. We've got to have 3 different kinds of chili, and we're hoping to beat Chris Moody out. He said he was going to beat me out, and I said, well, there's about 40 other teams, Chris. But Chris said, well, we'll just go against each other. I said, we're already working on our theme and our decorations and our everything. And then Speaker Byrd came by yesterday and told me about some things that we should do, and I've already made calls and I've already got the aprons. So I'm getting things lined up. So we're hoping to win. And Councilwoman Taylor is going to be one of our chefs with the group. So we're real excited. And invited the chief to come up if he gets some time on his schedule. So when we do things, we go all out for it. This evening is our GED graduation over in the ballroom, and I believe Councilwoman Hargis is going to be over there attending that for us tonight, and would like to invite all the rest of y'all to come by if you can. It starts at 6:30 in the ballroom. Dr. Isabel Baker is our keynote speaker, and we're looking forward to having this graduation. We've never had gowns, and Stephanie and Landra have got gowns for the graduates, and they have a real nice design for the front of it with the graduation. So we're hoping to have a good turnout tonight over in the ballroom, and we will have good food. So if you're hungry, come on over. Tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, we're having our welding graduation at the Union Hall in Tulsa, and Chuck Hoskin, who is a former union worker, he's going to be our speaker tomorrow. So we've got several things going on, and we'd like to invite you up there. And Councilman David Walkingstick's sister is one of our graduates tomorrow. So I don't know if David's coming up or not, but we'd sure like to have you come up. We've got Talking Leaves has got a new, because I keep getting calls about, well, can culinary do this, can culinary do that? Chef Don and I came to a happy medium, and I stole one of his employees. They stole one of mine, so I'm getting one of his, and he's kind of excited because when they do events here, they always call on our culinary students to help. So this is one of his people that's coming down to start working for us on Monday at Job Corps, so we're excited. Like I said, Wednesday is our chili cook-off. We are going to plan an open house at our office in Pryor in conjunction with Manufacturing Week, and then we're also doing a job fair in October on the last Wednesday of the month. I think it's the 28th, I believe. Yeah, it's the 28th from 10 to 4, and we're working with several of the other businesses, and we hope to feature Macy's at that job fair at the Expo Center there in Pryor. The Terrell Golf Tournament was last Friday, and I want to commend Larry Vance. Barney is what he's known by a lot of people. He coordinated our Terrell Golf Tournament. We will be presenting a check for $2,739 to the One Fire Domestic Violence Charles A. Head Fund, and then we'll also be presenting a check for $2,739 to the Angel Tree. So they did a really good job, and I think some of you all played in that golf tournament, and wouldn't you say it was one of the better ones that we've put together?
For a good cause, yes.
Thank you.
John
Smith?
Yeah, he was involved as well. They did really well.
Thank you. That's pretty much all I have to report on, unless you have any questions. Hope you enjoyed the tour this morning.
Really good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
When did you say the open house was in Pryor?
I didn't. It's going to be sometime next week. We're thinking it's going to be Thursday or Friday. It's going to be sometime next week. We're thinking it's going to be Thursday or Friday. No, tomorrow. We thought it would be Thursday, but Brenda says it may be Friday. So we'll let you know. But we're going to open the doors, and we'll put signs up out there and put balloons out there, whatever we need to do to get people to come in and see us. It's next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. In the Pryor Industrial Park. It's gonna be at the Rogers State University. It's the annex campus there in the industrial park. And we have to have 3 different kinds of chili. We have to have real hot chili, mild chili, and regular chili. I ain't telling you how it's gonna be made. We can put anything we want. We can put a
Yes.
kick in it if we want to.
Yeah, don't give your secrets away.
I'm not.
Okay, does anybody have any legitimate questions today?
Oh, Curtis, it won't be made out of horse meat, I promise you. Oh, you're gonna donate to us? Well, come out and be a part of our team. We'll put you in a cap and a bandana and an apron. Come on out.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it, Diane. I'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so Anna?
I'll tell you what Diane's putting in her chili.
You'll sell her out, won't you?
That's right, that's right. I just wanted to update you on a couple of things and then take questions, but the holiday report should be out hopefully by the end of next month with information on everything at the holiday. Donna Tenen and the other 300 volunteers that it takes to put the holiday on did a great job. Facilities did a great job. The vendor fair, Diane talks about the Tarot Awards Banquet. Well, the Tarot Vendor Fair is the same day on November 9th at the Hard Rock. Also on November 10th is going to be the NORA Regional Summit, and we typically have about 300 community leaders there from throughout northeastern Oklahoma. It covers all of the Cherokee Nation except for Tulsa County because it focuses on the rural counties. This year's theme is the secrets of successful communities, and we're bringing in a couple of speakers, so I encourage any of you that can go to that to come. It'll be in Tahlequah at Northeastern State University. We also have the opportunity, if you can go down to the Kawi Cafe in the next couple of weeks. Pat Gwynn has given us the squash from his garden, so they're coming up with a squash casserole to be able to use down there. So if you get the opportunity, you should go down and try it. Also, in the last couple of weeks, we've got notification that we have received the CDFI award, which is $500,000 to put in commercial lending. And then we've received 2 SBA grants totaling about $250,000 that'll help us with technical assistance. And although we'll prioritize some of our loan clients, it'll be for any of the Cherokee entrepreneurs, and it'll help them to automate their finances, doing QuickBooks training, helping them hands-on with setting up QuickBooks. Also, we're going to try something a little bit different this year. And one of the grants is going to be to contract with experts in executive coaching, HR, financing, legal, and marketing. And so we'll be able to contract for so many hours with these experts and then let our entrepreneurs access those experts for that number of hours, depending on what their situation is. So I'm looking forward to some good success from that. Other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Congratulations on your grant.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Any questions? All right.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Okay, we have Candace here from the Heritage Center.
OCO, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here before you today. I have a few things to report. We are very anxiously awaiting and excitedly looking forward to the 7-Star Gala. It is our biggest fundraiser for the year. It's going to be taking place on Saturday evening at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Cherokee Nation Enterprises is assisting us with a $10,000 in-kind donation for that event, which pretty much provides us the room and the food almost free of charge due to their in-kind donation. We are very pleased to be welcoming Councilors Byrd, Vasquez, Taylor, Crittenden, Warner, Austin, and of course, Jack Baker as well to the event on Saturday evening, and we're looking forward to seeing you all there. It'll start at 6 o'clock. We have, unfortunately, due to the cancellation of the 2014 Gala, we will be honoring our 2014 and our 2015 awardees this Saturday evening. We are currently planning for 18 tables, which is a large increase from 2013, and we are very, very pleased. Next week, we have our Education Days, Ancient Cherokee Days, on October 1st and 2nd. We're very pleased to be partnering with JOM. They are assisting us and helping us to get the word out to schools, to local schools. We are expecting 1,000 children on the 1st and 1,000 children on the 2nd, and that does run all the way up from kindergarten through high school. Due to the number of individuals who will be attending, we are having 2 different stickball fields, 2 different marble fields, 2 different blowgun shoots, so that way, you know, the older kids can have their fun and the younger kids can have their fun safely as well. Other than that, we are wrapping up our season. Until the end of August, we have served over 40,000. About, I think, around 10 of that is through our outreach program, and that is basically Gina Burnett, so that's one woman. The remainder of those are on-site visitors, and we are kind of wrapping up our high visitor season, and we're kind of starting to gear up to start our winter tours. And that's pretty much what we have going on right now. October 16th is the Cherokee National Historical Society 4th quarter meeting, and it's going to take place at 1:30, starting at 1:30 in the OCO training room. The board members typically like to have lunch in the restaurant of the Cherokees just before that meeting. So if you guys are over there having lunch, there's a good chance everyone will be able to cross paths. I do have with me Cheryl Parrish, our Manager of Administrative Operations, and I also have Jerry Thompson. I wanted to introduce him. He is our archivist, and I'll welcome him to stand and say hello. So if you need assistance with research, with locating documents, Dr. Morton is doing some research for a book that he's writing, and he's working very closely with Jerry on some of our documents and researching some of the historic items that we currently hold. And I think that is my update at this time, and I open myself to any questions that you might have.
What time's the gala?
The gala, we will open the doors at 6:15 for a pre-gala kind of mingling cocktail hour, and the event itself starts at 7.
Now, is this event, is it the, what room in Hard Rock is it at?
In the Sky Room.
Sky Room?
Mm-hmm.
Your favorite.
Scared of heights, so. All right, thank you.
Counselor Warner?
Yes, I'll say on the 1st and 2nd, your deal with the kindergarten through 12th, are you guys full now? I mean, if you got all...
Yeah, we are pretty much full right now. 1,000 is pretty much puts us at capacity. However, schools will have a second bite at the apple on November 5th and November 6th.
Okay.
And that's going to be our Cherokee Heritage Festival, and that is a new event. It's a new Education Days event. And what we are seeking to do is promote health and well-being through physical activity that's linked to traditional activities. So traditional gameplay, things like that, because presenting healthy options to kids, it's kind of unfair to present them with healthy eating options because oftentimes they can't control that. What they can control is their level of physical activity. So we're trying to present that in a culturally Cherokee way through that Cherokee Heritage Festival.
Just through an application process? Or they just...
Really, we just have you call. I can have Tanya Weevil get in contact with you. She's our education director, and she can help get set up.
I just want to make sure that my area gets a shot.
Okay.
Something, I didn't know how many of them had, since we're kind of new and there's been a lot of hustle and bustle things that we've been doing. I just want to make sure that everybody's aware.
Okay.
Yeah. You bet. Thank you.
All right, and we do have some flyers and things like that, so we can send those over to your office and you can distribute those
Sure.
out that have our
Appreciate it.
contact information on them as well. Also, I need to announce that the 6th book of the Moravian Missionary Diaries has now come out. It came out, I think, Jerry, remind me.
Last week.
It came out last week. I thought I was going to say last week, but I didn't want to say that in error. So we do have those available for purchase. So you can learn the latest about what happened in the Moravian Missionary Diaries in the, I think, mid-19th century.
Thank you.
Counselor Baker?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to say, it's good to have Jerry Thompson on board as a full-time staff member
Absolutely.
now. And we don't expect him to know quite as much as Tom Moody right off the bat. But we'll give him a few months. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Excuse me, Madam Chair.
Any other questions or comments for Condesa?
I have a comment. Pertaining to Cherokee holidays, how was your business there?
Wow, our Cherokee National Holiday, we are probably the most visited site in Cherokee Nation after the powwow. We hosted over 10,000 visitors on the 3 days of Cherokee National Holiday. We had close to 6,000 visitors on Saturday. I mean, we were really packed. We have been using our front gate entrance. We don't charge for parking, but what we have been doing is reminding people that we're a nonprofit and that we appreciate donations, and we were very pleased to find that almost every car that came through donated a little something, even if it was just pocket change. So we were able, we received a little over $10,000 in donations for the holiday
That's really
weekend,
good.
which is like almost $1, almost $1 a person that came through. And we are the only site at Cherokee Nation whose arts and crafts vendors are 100% Native American. And we also have the lowest rate of booth fees, and we offer free booth space to any Cherokee National Treasure or any UKB tradition keeper. So that helps to help those individuals with their sales, and we're very proud of what we do during Cherokee National Holiday. Thank you for that question.
Yes, I have one more. They're scaling back because of the tour system, and she shared some information here with me. They have 7 employees there in the village that, and it'll be the director's choice here to lay them off or keep them on board. And it's a minimum amount. If you keep 2 half-time, 4,000, 4 half-time, 8,000. You do 7, it's 15,000. I said, when will this take effect? And she said around December, so I'll be coming back to the committee here to take that in consideration based on the director's recommendation. How many of these people are actually essential to the operation? Okay.
I will say that the Dilligwa Village is probably our most popular attraction at Cherokee Nation. A lot of people who come in have very fond memories themselves, having visited as children, and are now bringing their children or their grandchildren back. And the reason I bring that up is because when I worked there as a tour guide in 1992, when I was 15 years old, we had, between 30 and 40 villagers there. So a lot of people, when they're coming back and they see that we have 2 or 4 or 5 villagers, they often become very disappointed at their experience having recalled a much different, fuller village from their visit, 10, 15, 20 years ago. So while we do have 2 positions that are fully funded by Cherokee Nation, and that is Noel Grayson and Danny McCarter, we do need a couple more at least. We would love to have 4 in the village. We would love to have all 7, but we can, with the demand, the tourist demand, 4 would be adequate. 2 would be bare bones, and that's in addition to the 2 that we currently have.
Okay.
So that I know that's not probably as definitive as an
That's
answer
good.
as you would like.
That's
but-
good. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, if there's no further questions for Condesa, we'll move along. Thank you.
Well, no.
See you Saturday. Okay, that brings us down to our consent items, and the first step are the tarot certifications. The list that we were provided in our book, do you like that's accurate? Okay.
I make a motion to be approved.
Motion,
I have a
second.
motion and a second to approve the tarot items. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Brings us down to the cemetery preservation.
Madam Chair, I want to add one. Jody, I want to add that TOWIE, that's over there by Sparrowhawk Cemetery.
Okay.
And then, we had talked earlier, just go ahead and put Bellefonte, and I'll get with them, Bellefonte Cemetery in NICUT. Thank you.
Okay.
Bill, did you have an addition, or do you have questions?
Yes, I do, and I have the paperwork, but I really misplaced it. The application was for the Charlie Cemetery,
Charlie?
CHARLEY. And I believe the Lord Cemetery also. And I believe that paperwork's in.
What was that last one?
The Lord, LORD.
That's all the,
Oh, is it on there?
Lord,
Okay.
Yeah, it is on there.
Okay.
that's the, Need a motion?
I've got a motion and a second. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. With these additions, all those in favor? Any opposition? Okay. Moves us down to community assistance.
There's a new list that was handed out. Looks like everybody's down to zero.
Down to
How did
zero,
that
we can't
happen?
spend anymore.
$0.
How did that happen?
I make a motion to be approved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the community assistance. All those in favor? Any opposition? That brings us down to law enforcement. And it looks like the list in our book must be accurate, unless somebody has some changes they need to go over with Jody.
Get a motion? Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the law enforcement request. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay. Next one's gonna be roads.
Counselor Thornton had got with me a little bit ago. He wants to, there's a pretty big list on there, but he wants to move the McLean Road Phase 1 for the $12,759 up to the motor vehicle tax funding instead of the special bridge funding.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion? Second.
Have a motion and a second on the roads. All those in favor? Any opposition? Okay. Move down to sports teams. Have a list in your book.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion and a second to approve the sports team funding. All those in favor? Any opposition? Okay. Last item is the livestock show applications.
No new ones.
A new one.
You have a list in your book. There's nothing there. Okay, so
Need a motion?
Make a motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
have a motion and a second on the livestock funding. All those in favor? Any opposition? Okay, we got no old business and no new business. Are there any announcements?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, our next meeting is scheduled for October 29th. I have a motion for adjournment. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Yeah.